little bit more time than just a 30-second phone call and saying, oh, how much does it cost for a funeral with you? Because you really need to get to know the people, don't you? And who's on the other end, who's going to be guiding you on this, and develop a sense of trust. How easy is that even for you to achieve in a phone call?
Oh, I actually find it very easy. And when you said someone will ring up and ask how much is a funeral service, would you like to know why they ask that question?
Definitely.
They don't know what else to say. Can I give you an example?
Please.
Their father has died overnight. It was no surprise that their father was going to die. And he's at a hospital. They've heard the words that their father has died. It's one thing hearing the words. It's another thing speaking them from your mouth. And for anyone who's ever experienced a death and then had to ring up somebody else to tell them about the death, they will know that different feeling to hearing it as in saying it. So when they have to ring a funeral director, they don't want to have to say, my father has died, because what's their reaction going to be after they've said that? They're going to cry or stumble. So they take the higher ground of, I'm just going to ask a price question, and that will then the funeral director will know what to do with me after that. So they ask the price question. Now, sometimes the funeral director will know what to do with you, and sometimes they won't. And I learnt very early on that the wrong way to answer that question is to tell them the price. The right way to answer the question is to talk to them about who has died, let them have their emotions, let them express their feelings, sit with them. Again, I'm going to say this, sit with them where they are. It's a very difficult phone call for you to make, because you've now had to acknowledge that Dad has died. You've had to tell somebody. And I talk to them about that different feeling, about hearing it to saying it. So once you do that, and the person then realises they're not just talking with someone who's going to sell them a coffin and sell them time at a chapel. They're going to talk to them about Dad, about their feelings about Dad. What was funny about Dad? What did Dad like? What did he hate? How would you remember him? What's this day going to look like, smell like, sound like? How do you round off that life? How do you farewell those, let's call them 94 years for want of a better word? How do you round that off? It deserves more than making price the main focus. Price can be important. I would never want somebody to spend more than they could afford, because that's going to leave them with regrets. And if someone has a price concern, I can most times meet that. But I will never meet that at the expense of their emotional state and helping them in that way.
Diane, thanks so much for joining us today. Really appreciated all your insights. What's the best way for people to get into contact with you?
Well, people can contact us 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on 9787 4677, or visit our website elitefunerals.com.au.